I think I just got lipstick on my books trying to get my thumbnail. Oh yikes. Look at that beautiful lipstick mark. What's up guys? My name is Natalie and welcome to my Nook of Novels. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my Whateverthon TBR. First and foremost, obviously the background is different. I switched around this shelf that used to be in my hallway with the one that used to be right here. This is my rainbow TBR shelf and I wasn't sure if I was going to go ahead and do this or wait until after this video, but obviously Whateverthon is based around Pride Month, so I thought that it was perfect to go ahead and do it. You can't really tell that it's rainbow because this is kind of just like the gray blacky part, but I'm still going to play around with it and move some things and just see what looks the best. So this is kind of just the rough draft, if you will. I already did my June TBR using my wheel, and Whateverthon takes place during the entire month of June. And if you don't know what Whateverthon is, by the way, I will have the announcement linked in the description so you guys can go check it out. I am just going to go through all of the books that I'm planning on reading in June and all of the prompts that they will fulfill for Whateverthon. And then I am going to go through the Whateverthon prompts and say which specific book I'm relying on for each prompt. I'm not sure if that really makes sense, but it makes sense in my head. So the first book that's on my June TBR is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This did not come up for my wheel this month, but it did come up last month, and I was supposed to read it, but I'm actually going to be buddy reading this with Sarah from A Crook with a Book in June, so I pushed it back to then so that I could buddy read it with her, and I'm not counting it towards a punishment for my wheel. So this fulfills the of, a, and, or an prompt because it has the in the title. It does also have some black on the cover, which is the color that I ended up having for the prompt where you pick a color because I spun my wheel and it landed on black, so I just used that color. This was on a previous TBR because it was on my May TBR and basically every TBR since December, so it definitely counts for that one. You could say that this is part of my favorite genre. I wasn't really sure what to do with that one because I do love fantasy, but I also love contemporary, and so I wasn't really sure which one to count as my favorite genre. And I don't think this came out in 2021. Oh, it actually came out in 2019. So yeah, definitely does not fit that prompt. So that is all of those. The next book is The Maze Runner by James Dashner. This fulfills the of, a, and prompt. It has been on a previous TBR because I have already read it. And that is all of the prompts that this one fulfills. Next up is The Fallen by Charlie Hixson, which would be a borrowed book because I am borrowing this from my friend. Again, the of, a, and prompt. It definitely has black on the cover. It is a spooky book as well because it is about these zombie creatures. It is a continued series as well. It's also a less read genre for me because I do not read a lot of horror. And I guess you could say that this is a hybrid genre because it is both horror and dystopian, and that is all that this one fulfills. Next up is The Hellbound by Yeon Sang-ho and Choi Gyu-seok. The of, a, and. I think it might be under 300 pages? No, it's 310. It was recently hauled though. This is one of the most recent books that I have hauled. It does have black on the cover. This could count for a spooky book because it is about demon things that drag people to hell, so kind of spooky. This is also a less read genre because again, it's horror and I do not read a lot of that. And this is a 2021 release. Next up is The Scorch Trials by James Dashner, which is the second Maze Runner book. The of, a, and. It has black on the cover. I feel like this might have been on a previous TBR before, but I do not remember for sure. It would be a continued series. And this is also kind of a less read genre because it is dystopian. And that is all. The next book is Schooled by Gordon Corman, which is under 300 pages. Has black on the cover. Could be counted as my favorite genre because it is contemporary. It is a one-word title. Autobiography. Was recently hauled. Has black on the cover. Is in my favorite genre. Has a one-word title. Has purple on the cover. And that is all. They Both Die at the End was recently hauled. Has black on the cover. Is definitely from my favorite genre because not only is it contemporary, it is also depressing. And it won a poll that I put on Instagram. It also fulfills the of, a, and prompt because I forgot that They Both Die at the End. Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco has black on the cover. I'm pretty sure it was on a previous TBR. You could maybe say that this is a spooky book because it's a murder mystery, and it's a hybrid genre because it is mystery and historical fiction. I didn't realize until just now, but it does have some purple on the cover down here, and it is definitely a less read genre for me. Next up is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, which has black on the cover, is a less read genre, and it has a weapon on the cover. The next book is A Nobleman's Guide to Scandal and Shipwrecks, which I'm going to listen to as an audiobook so that fulfills the prompts. The of A and. I think it might have black on the cover, but I cannot remember off the top of my head. It might be a hybrid genre because I think there are some magical realism elements to that series, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's also historical fiction. It is a different format because, like I said, I'm going to listen to the audiobook. It will be a continued series, sort of, because it's a companion series thing, so I would count that. And it is also a less read genre for me. The last book that is officially on the TBR is The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake, which would be a borrowed book because I'm borrowing this from my library. The of A and because the Atlas Six. It has black on the cover. You could say that this is my favorite genre because it is fantasy. You could also say it's a hybrid genre because it is kind of dark academia. It is a host favorite, and it has a weapon on the cover. And it came out in 2021, which I did not realize until just now. So like I said, those are all of the books that are officially on my TBR, but I do have a few more that I would like to maybe squeeze in to see if I can get a few extra points. So kind of my thought process for these is if I do a 24-hour readathon, I will see if I can read any of these during that or the 48-hour readathon that is happening for Whateverthon. But I'm not 100% sure if I will do that or just try to get ahead / catch up on the TBR that I already have. These extra books are Win by Victoria Laurie, which fulfills the prompts. It has some black on the cover, so I would count that. It's kind of a hybrid genre because it is magical realism-ish and also a murder mystery. It is a one-word title. It has purple on the cover, but I'm not sure if that prompt means that it just has to have purple on the cover or the cover has to be mostly purple, so I'm not sure if this would actually count for that. And I can maybe say that this is a less read genre because I read a reasonable amount of magical realism, but again, the murder mystery aspect of that, I do not read a lot of mystery. These next two books are told in poetry, and so that's why I included them on this because I can get through them pretty quickly. So the first one is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, which fulfills the prompts borrow a book because it is a library book. You could say that it is my favorite genre because it is contemporary, I believe, and it's a hard-hitting contemporary as well. And that is all the prompts that this would fulfill. The next one is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, which would be a borrowed book, which has black on the cover. I think this is also possibly a hard-hitting contemporary, so it might count for my favorite genre as well, but I'm not 100% sure. This also fulfills the of and of. And that is all the prompts that this would fulfill as well. And lastly, I have the graphic novel version of Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, and the art is by Danica Novgorodov. So this would fulfill a borrowed book. Again, this could be my favorite genre because I think it is a hard-hitting contemporary. I'm not sure if this would count for a different format because I don't know if graphic novels count for that or not, but if they do, then it would count for that one. And that is all. So now I'm just going to go through the prompts and say the main book that I'm planning to use for each prompt to make sure that I am at least hitting all of the prompts. So for a borrowed book, I'm going with The Fallen. For the A of and an Anne, I'm going with The Scorch Trials. For under 300 pages, I'm going with Schooled. For recently hauled, I'm going with The Hellbound. For black on the cover, I'm going with These Violent Delights. For a previous TBR, I'm going with The Maze Runner. For a spooky book, I'm once again going with The Fallen. For my favorite genre, I'm going with They Both Die at the End. For a hybrid genre, I'm going with Escaping from Houdini. For a different format, I'm going with The Nobleman's Guide to Scandal and Shipwrecks. For a one-word title, I'm going with Schooled. For a host favorite, I'm going with The Atlas Six. For a continuous series, I'm going with The Scorch Trials. And I didn't mention any of the books previously for the last letter, first letter prompt, but the two specific ones that I had in mind are the Priory of the Orange Tree to Escaping from Houdini, because this one ends in E and this one starts with E. And the other one I had in mind was The Scorch Trials and Schooled, because this one ends with S and this one starts with S. For a purple cover, I'm going with Autobiography. For a poll, I'm going with They Both Die at the End. For a less read genre, I'm going with These Violent Delights. For a weapon on the cover, I'm going with These Violent Delights. And for a 2021 release, I'm going with The Hellbound. So those are all of the things that I'm planning on reading for Whateverthon and the prompts that I am possibly planning on using them to fulfill. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to, and hit the notification bell if you would like to see the other videos that I post on Mondays. I am hopefully planning on doing a vlog for Whateverthon, so stay tuned for that. I'm not sure if I will do just one or two, but let me know in the comments down below what you guys would like to see, either two-week long vlogs or just one entire month-long vlog. I will have my Bookstagram and Goodreads linked in the description if you guys would like to check out either of those, as well as the Whateverthon announcement, like I said before, and my June Wheel of TBR if you guys would like to see me actually choosing these books using the wheel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!